Continue our network automation with Ansible series. In previous video, we discussed how we can declare and print variables onto the screen. Let's broaden our horizon today and discuss how to declare a list variable and printing them along with filters as well. So let me do a walk of this playbook that we'll be using for this demo. So in the global section of this playbook, we are declaring the host on which we are going to perform the compute part. Gather factors no, because we do not want to fetch any information from the local host. Then we are declaring a variable here. So we are declaring two variables here. One is IP list, the other one is VLAN list. Both of these are list and are denoted by a dash in YAML syntax. So I have taken a list of IPs here and taken a list of VLANs here, right? Then what we are doing, we are performing these tasks on these variables under which we'll be printing the VLAN list, we'll be printing the IP list, and we'll apply the filters like Vlan Parser or ipaddr for understanding the utility of filters, as well as how we can get benefits from the custom filters that are built in there in Ansible. Right, so let's start with basics, wherein we'll just try to print the VLAN list here, and let me comment out the rest of the section. So what I'll do, I'll just try and print the VLAN list, that's it for now, and then we'll go towards the uh, more advanced task, I would say, that can be performed with the help of filters. So let me comment out what we do not want to play initially, right? I'll save this book. All right, so let me execute this file wherein I'm just trying to print the VLAN list. So uh, Ansible playbook, the name of the playbook is print.filter, and what I expect a VLAN list that I gave to be printed. Right, so it printed the VLAN list that I gave it, right? So what I'll do next, I'll apply a filter that is Vlan Parser, and let's see if that helps in any ways to us on reading part of this play. Right, I'll save it again. Let me clear the console. I'll run the command again. So this time we can see that Ansible automatically grouped, or this filter automatically grouped the relevant VLANs and provided us in a more VLAN friendly or a more readable way of presenting this. So similarly, we'll continue our discussion. And before moving forward, let me give one more example wherein I'll just provide an invalid VLAN to this set, maybe VLAN 5000 or probably VLAN, let me give it a VLAN 10,000 here. And let's see whether it can automatically detect whether it's a valid VLAN or an invalid VLAN. Let me save this file. So it gave me an error. Okay, this is out of the valid VLAN range. So in this way, filter or this particular filter VLAN parser can help us in presenting the VLAN and also validating VLAN, whether the VLAN is number is correct or not. These kind of filters. Now let's move towards our second task. Second module, I would say, under the same task, wherein we are trying to print this list of IPs 10.1.1.1.1 and 400 something. I mean, there are a few valid IPs and invalid IPs, valid mask, invalid mask. So we'll try to print these and analyze the output. Right? So let me run this playbook again. Okay, let me correct this part and we'll run it again. Okay. So out of the VLAN list provided, this ipaddr filter prints only the valid IPs. So it didn't printed this 400.111 and only the valid subnet mask. So we know that 255, and 200. This is an invalid mask. So it skipped all the invalid elements of the list and printed only the valid ones with a prefix notation. Similarly, let's add one more feature to this ipaddr wherein we will add a network or a broadcast uh, part and see if we can have the corresponding network and broadcast to this IP. So 10.111/23, the network would be 10.1.0.0 and the broadcast would be 10.1.255.255. Similarly, what is the network and the broadcast IP for the valid IPs in this list? So I'll run this playbook again with this options enabled, network and the broadcast option along with the filter. Let me run it. uh, I've not saved it, just a moment, let me save this file first and I'll run it again. Alright, so you can see that we have the broadcast IPs to the corresponding IPs subnet mask pair and the network IP. So that's all for today. We'll group together for the next video of this series. Have a good day.